Hi, Michael King here today to talk to you about the toxic effects of coffee. Really what we're talking about is the effects of caffeine on your body. The health effects of coffee have been studied to determine how coffee drinking affects humans. Coffee contains many chemical compounds which are known to affect human body chemistry in adverse ways. The coffee bean itself contains chemicals which are mild psychotropics for humans as a defense mechanism of the coffee plant. These chemicals are toxic and are designed to kill creatures which would eat the plant in the wild. Now, it's interesting that, on the spiritual path, I often meet people who are vegetarians who are following a very healthy lifestyle but still drink coffee. People often call this their guilty pleasure. Others still have an occasional cup of green tea or other caffeinated beverages. Some may even think that these beverages are healthy. For many, it's chocolate, which gives the same strange pleasure as the beverages. The effects of caffeine on the body are well researched, but you never hear about it in your newspaper or on the TV. You never hear about it anywhere because the whole nation, if not the whole world, is addicted to caffeine. Doctors, journalists, scientists, writers, everyone drinks coffee. Those whose job it is to inform us are usually heavy coffee drinkers, and few of them ever rise up to speak against this popular drug. Now, caffeine is a poison. The body has absolutely no use for it, as it is a danger to its living function. It must detoxify it through the liver and reject it with great effort. The stimulation you feel after drinking coffee is nothing more than the expended effort in eliminating this poison. Caffeine does not provide energy, only chemical stimulation. The perceived energy comes from the body's struggle to adapt to increased blood levels of stress hormones. Using coffee for mood enhancement is a short-term blessing and a long-term curse. While the initial adrenal stimulation may provide a transient anti-fatigue lift, caffeine's ultimate mood effect is a letdown, either subtle, sometimes profound. While caffeine users may feel more alert, the experience is simply one of increased sensory and motor activity, dilated pupils, increased heart rate and higher blood pressure. The quality of thought and recall is improved no more than the quality of music is improved by just turning the volume or the speed up of the music. The energy we get from caffeine is similar to the energy a horse gets when you whip it. It's not energy gained, but power spent responding to the injury. Can a poison be good for you? All of the thousands of research papers that have been published on caffeine, in not one of those has it been concluded that caffeine is good for you. Not one study. The truth is, you know that there are very few moderate coffee drinkers because coffee is so addictive that most consumers eventually end up drinking quite a bit. Not everyone reacts to a poison the same way, not everyone can detoxify it at the same rate, and not everyone consumes the same dose. Those who are purified by, for example, a raw vegan diet, or being on the spiritual path, will react more strongly to caffeine than the average person. Children are more affected too, because their organism is purer. Moderation can only concern the healthy factors of life, not those that are damaging to it. There is no moderation which is going to mitigate the fact that this is a poison. Like alcohol, any quantity will be an excess. There's no safe dose. Coffee is not a food, it's not a drink, it's a poison containing a whole array of more than 200 toxic substances. Caffeine is a biological poison used by plants as a pesticide. The caffeine gives seeds and leaves a bitter taste, which discourages their consumption by insects and animals. If predators persist in eating a caffeine-containing plant, the caffeine can cause central nervous system disruptions and even lethal side effects. Most pests soon learn to leave the plant alone. But humans don't seem to be as smart. Humans have fooled their instincts and taste buds and transformed coffee into a drinkable beverage, often mixed with milk and sugar. The same holds true for chocolate. No one would ever think of eating cocoa beans because of their horrible taste. So we mix it with sugar and fat and call it chocolate. But our sense of taste was right in the first place in detecting that poison, used by the plant as a pesticide to repel insects. So let's talk about chocolate. I have to admit that this is still my guilty pleasure. Although I've not used drugs or alcohol for over 20 years and I don't drink coffee or tea, I still have the odd piece of chocolate. As vices go, it's probably one of the lesser ones. However, it's still hypocrisy on my part and I do need to eliminate it from my life. I am working on that. Although chocolate contains only a small amount of caffeine, it also contains a good amount of another substance called theobromine. This is a substance analogous to caffeine and producing similar physiological effects. When you combine the caffeine and the theobromine contained in a small chocolate bar, you end up with the stimulating power of 40 milligrams of caffeine. Caffeine directly causes a host of side effects, including impaired digestion, sleep disturbance, nutritional deficiencies, can cause mental illness, causes constipation, causes headaches. It also causes adrenal exhaustion. Then there's caffeine and women. Compared to men, research shows that caffeine is much more damaging to women, producing adverse side effects at a much lower intake. The effects are even more far-reaching when you consider the harm caffeine does to fetuses and nursing babies. Here are some other disturbing facts about caffeine concerning women. Caffeine causes iron deficiency. It increases calcium loss and risk of osteoporosis. Caffeine produces short-term mood elevation but contributes to rebound depression. So, in a nutshell, if you love yourself, you do not fill your body with poisons, so lose the caffeine. If you are serious about the spiritual path, then you will not fill your body with poisons. We must all walk the talk, otherwise we are just hypocrites. I am working on losing that chocolate. Keep on learning, keep on loving. I hope to meet you at one of our Cosmosis transformational events soon.